Gemini, I just pulled the most shocking card about your love patterns, and this is going to blow your mind. 73% of Geminis have been attracting the same toxic pattern for years without realizing it. The devil card just slammed onto my table, and this is not what you think it means for love patterns. Everyone assumes the devil is about being trapped, but actually it's showing me your unconscious addiction to chaos and drama in relationships. I'm about to reveal the 3 toxic patterns you've been cycling through and how to break this cycle forever. Plus, I'll tell you about the Gemini who broke free from this exact pattern last month and is now in the healthiest relationship of her life. Your subconscious mind has been programmed to equate love with intensity, confusion, and emotional roller coasters because that's what feels familiar to your Mercury-ruled nervous system. But this pattern ends today. Let me tell you about Sarah, a Gemini who came to me 6 months ago. She had been dating the same type of emotionally unavailable person for 8 years straight. Different faces, same toxic energy. Sound familiar? The comments are already going crazy because so many of you are recognizing this pattern. But here's what's different about your situation, Gemini. The Devil card is showing me you're finally ready to see the truth about why you keep attracting these people, and more importantly, you're ready to do something about it. This isn't about blaming yourself or feeling guilty about past relationships. This is about understanding the unconscious programming that's been running your love life and taking your power back. The devil represents awareness of your shadow patterns, and awareness is the first step to freedom. Your Mercury-ruling planet has been working overtime trying to figure out why love feels so complicated for you. But you've been looking in the wrong places. You've been trying to fix the people you're attracting instead of understanding why you're attracting them in the first place. The devil is showing me 3 specific patterns that have been playing out in your love life, and I'm going to reveal each one with the cards. But first, I need you to understand that this pattern started way earlier than you think. I'm getting that this toxic love pattern actually began in childhood, when you learned that love equals drama, inconsistency, and having to work hard for attention. Your brilliant Gemini mind adapted to this by becoming attracted to people who recreate these familiar dynamics. This is why the stable, consistent, available people feel boring to you. Your nervous system has been conditioned to associate love with anxiety, uncertainty, and emotional intensity. The devil is showing me you've been unconsciously choosing chaos over peace because chaos feels like home. But the energy is shifting right now as I'm speaking to you. The universe is ready to break this pattern and show you what real, healthy love actually feels like. Are you ready to let go of the addiction to toxic intensity? Let me pull the next card to show you your first toxic pattern. The 5 of Swords just appeared, and wow, this is revealing everything about your pattern of attracting competitive, argumentative partners. This card is showing me you've been unconsciously drawn to people who see love as a battlefield instead of a sanctuary. The 5 of Swords represents your pattern of attracting people who always need to be right, who argue for the sake of arguing, who turn every conversation into a debate. Your Gemini mind finds this stimulating at first, because you love intellectual challenges, but then it becomes exhausting and toxic. This pattern shows up when you meet someone who seems smart and witty, but then you realize they're actually just argumentative and combative. They challenge your ideas not to create beautiful conversations, but to prove they're superior. They turn your natural love of discussion into a constant power struggle. I'm seeing that you've been in relationships where you felt like you had to defend yourself constantly, where simple conversations became arguments, where your partner made you feel like you were walking on eggshells. The 5 of Swords is showing me this has been a recurring theme. This pattern is particularly dangerous for Geminis because your Mercury energy loves mental stimulation, so you mistake toxicity for intelligence. You think someone who challenges you aggressively is intellectually compatible, but actually they're just creating drama and calling it depth. The 5 of Swords is also showing me you've been attracted to people who are always in conflict with someone. Their ex, their family, their friends, their coworkers. You thought you were different, that you could be the one person they don't fight with, but eventually you became another casualty of their combative nature. This card is revealing that you've been unconsciously seeking partners who create the same chaotic energy you grew up with. If your childhood involved a lot of arguing, tension, or verbal conflict, you've been recreating that dynamic in your adult relationships without realizing it. The Five of Swords is showing me you need to start recognizing the difference between healthy intellectual discussion and toxic argumentative behavior. Healthy partners will challenge your ideas with curiosity and respect, not with the need to dominate or prove you wrong. When you meet someone new, pay attention to how they handle disagreements. Do they listen to understand, or do they listen to attack? Do they respect your perspective even when they disagree, or do they dismiss your thoughts as invalid? This is how you break the Five of Swords pattern. I'm getting that this pattern has been so normalized in your life that you might not even realize how exhausting it is to constantly be in defensive mode with someone who's supposed to love you. The Five of Swords is showing me it's time to choose peace over chaos, understanding over being right. Let me pull another card to reveal your second toxic pattern. The moon just appeared, and this is showing me your pattern of attracting deceptive, emotionally unavailable people who keep you guessing about their true intentions. This card is revealing your unconscious attraction to mystery and confusion in love. The moon represents your pattern of being drawn to people who are emotionally elusive, who say one thing but do another, who keep you in a constant state of uncertainty about where you stand with them. Your Gemini mind finds this mysterious and intriguing, but it's actually just manipulation. This pattern shows up when you meet someone who seems deep and complex, but you slowly realize they're just inconsistent and unreliable. They give you mixed signals. They're hot and cold. They make promises they don't keep. The moon is showing me you've been mistaking confusion for connection. I'm seeing that you've been attracted to people who are emotionally unavailable, but who make you feel special when they do give you attention. They breadcrumb you with just enough affection to keep you hooked, but never enough to make you feel secure in the relationship. The moon is also revealing your pattern of attracting people who are dishonest about their intentions, their feelings, or their availability. They might be in other relationships, emotionally unavailable due to past trauma, or simply not ready for real commitment, but they don't tell you this up front. This card is showing me you've been unconsciously drawn to people who make you feel like you're solving a puzzle. Your Mercury energy loves figuring things out, so when someone is mysterious and hard to read, you take it as a challenge rather than a red flag. The moon represents your pattern of staying in situations where you're constantly trying to decode someone's behavior, where you're analyzing every text message, every interaction, every subtle change in their energy. You've been living in a state of emotional uncertainty and calling it love. This pattern is particularly toxic for Geminis because your dual nature makes you think you can handle inconsistency, but actually you need clarity and honest communication to thrive in relationships. The moon is showing me you've been accepting confusion as normal when it's actually a sign of dysfunction. I'm getting that this pattern has been draining your mental energy and making you anxious about love. You've been so focused on trying to understand people who are deliberately confusing that you've forgotten what it feels like to be with someone who is straightforward and honest. The moon is revealing that you need to start choosing transparency over mystery, consistency over excitement, and emotional availability over the thrill of the chase. When someone's behavior is confusing, trust that confusion and walk away rather than trying to solve the puzzle. Oh, my members in the private community have been messaging me all week about this exact energy. They're finally seeing these patterns clearly and making different choices. Let me pull the third card to show you your most dangerous pattern. The Tower just crashed into our reading, and this is showing me your pattern of attracting people who create sudden chaos and upheaval in your life. This card is revealing your unconscious addiction to dramatic, unstable relationships that keep you in survival mode. The Tower represents your pattern of being drawn to people who bring crisis, drama, and sudden changes into your life. Your Gemini energy thrives on variety and stimulation, but you've been mistaking chaos for excitement and instability for adventure. This pattern shows up when you meet someone who seems exciting and spontaneous, but you realize they're actually just unpredictable and unreliable. They create drama wherever they go. They make impulsive decisions that affect your life. They bring their unresolved issues into your relationship. I'm seeing that you've been attracted to people who are always in crisis mode, who have constant emergencies, who need you to save them or fix their problems. The Tower is showing me you've been unconsciously seeking the adrenaline rush of unstable relationships. This card is revealing that you've been in relationships where you never knew what to expect, where your partner's mood swings dictated the energy of your entire day, where you were constantly walking on eggshells waiting for the next explosion or dramatic event. The Tower is also showing me your pattern of attracting people who are emotionally explosive, who can't regulate their emotions, who create scenes and make everything about them. You've been mistaking intensity for passion and drama for depth. This pattern is particularly dangerous because it keeps you in a constant state of fight or flight, which prevents you from experiencing the peace and security that healthy love provides. The Tower is showing me you've been addicted to the adrenaline of unstable relationships. I'm getting that this pattern has been preventing you from recognizing genuine compatibility because you've been so focused on managing chaos that you haven't had time to evaluate whether someone is actually good for you long term. The Tower is revealing that you need to start distinguishing between healthy excitement and toxic chaos. Healthy relationships should feel like a safe harbor, not a constant storm. You deserve someone who adds stability to your life, not someone who turns it upside down. This card is showing me that breaking this pattern requires you to get comfortable with peace and predictability. You need to retrain your nervous system to appreciate consistency and emotional stability rather than constantly seeking the next dramatic high. The Tower is also revealing that you've been attracting people who are dealing with their own unresolved trauma, and they're projecting that chaos onto you. You've been trying to love people through their trauma instead of requiring them to heal themselves first. Now let me pull a card to show you why you've been stuck in these patterns. The Hierophant just appeared, and this is showing me the deep programming that's been driving these toxic patterns. This card is revealing that you've been following relationship rules and beliefs that were passed down to you, but were never actually healthy. The Hierophant represents the conditioning and belief systems about love that you inherited from your family, your culture, and your early experiences. This card is showing me you've been unconsciously following a toxic blueprint for love that you learned in childhood. I'm seeing that you were taught, either directly or indirectly, that love is supposed to be difficult, that you have to work hard to earn someone's affection, that conflict and drama are normal parts of relationships. The Hierophant is showing me these beliefs have been sabotaging your love life. This card is revealing that you've been operating from outdated programming that says love equals sacrifice, that you have to change yourself to be worthy of love, that healthy relationships are boring. The Hierophant is showing me it's time to question these beliefs and create new ones. The Hierophant is also showing me that you've been seeking approval from partners who remind you of authority figures from your past. You've been unconsciously trying to win the love you didn't get as a child by choosing people who withhold affection and make you work for it. This pattern is particularly powerful for Geminis because your Mercury energy makes you adaptable, so you've been changing yourself to fit into toxic relationship dynamics instead of finding people who appreciate your authentic self. I'm getting that the Hierophant is showing you've been following relationship advice and societal messages that are actually harmful. You've been told that love is supposed to be hard work, that you should fight for someone even when they don't want you. That passion requires drama. This card is revealing that breaking your toxic patterns requires you to completely rewire your beliefs about love. You need to start believing that you deserve someone who chooses you easily, who doesn't require you to prove your worth, who sees your value immediately. The Hierophant is showing me that you need to become your own authority on love instead of seeking validation from people who can't provide it. You need to trust your own judgment about what healthy love looks like rather than following toxic programming. This card is also revealing that you've been unconsciously recreating the relationship dynamics you witnessed growing up. If you saw chaotic, difficult, or dysfunctional relationships as normal, you've been seeking that same energy in your adult relationships. Let me pull another card to show you how to break free from these patterns. The Hermit just illuminated our reading, and this is showing me the path to healing and breaking your toxic love patterns. This card is revealing that the answer isn't in finding the right person, it's in finding yourself and healing your relationship with love. The Hermit represents the inner journey you need to take to understand why you've been attracting toxic partners. This card is showing me you need to spend time alone, reflecting on your patterns, and healing the wounds that have been driving these unconscious choices. I'm seeing that the Hermit is calling you to take a break from dating and focus on understanding yourself. You need to explore your childhood programming, your attachment style, and your core beliefs about love before you can attract someone healthy. This card is revealing that you have all the wisdom you need inside you to break these patterns, but you need to quiet the external noise and listen to your inner guidance. The Hermit is showing me you've been seeking answers outside yourself when the truth is within. The Hermit is also showing me that you need to learn to enjoy your own company and create a fulfilling life as a single person. When you're complete within yourself, you'll stop attracting people who create chaos and start attracting people who enhance your peace. This card is revealing that your healing journey requires you to sit with uncomfortable emotions and patterns instead of immediately seeking someone new to distract you from your growth work. The Hermit is showing me solitude is medicine for your love patterns. I'm getting that the Hermit is calling you to become the love you want to attract. You need to show yourself the consistency, respect, and emotional availability that you've been seeking from others. When you heal your relationship with yourself, you'll attract someone who mirrors that health. This card is also showing me that you need to trust your intuition about people rather than ignoring red flags because you're lonely or excited about someone new. The Hermit is revealing that your inner wisdom knows when someone is wrong for you, but you've been overriding it. The Hermit is showing me that breaking your toxic patterns requires you to slow down and be intentional about love rather than impulsively jumping into relationships. You need to take time to really get to know someone before getting emotionally invested. This card is revealing that you need to develop strong boundaries and standards for how you want to be treated. The Hermit is showing me you've been accepting less than you deserve because you haven't done the inner work to know your worth. Let me pull one final card to show you what's possible when you heal these patterns. The Empress just blossomed into our reading, and this is showing me the beautiful, nurturing, abundant love that's waiting for you when you heal your toxic patterns. This card is revealing that you're meant to experience love that feels like coming home to yourself. The Empress represents the healthy, secure, nurturing relationship that becomes possible when you break free from toxic patterns. This card is showing me you're going to attract someone who celebrates your Gemini nature instead of trying to change or control it. I'm seeing that the Empress is showing you a future where love feels easy, natural, and supportive. You're going to be with someone who communicates clearly, who shows up consistently, who makes you feel safe to be your authentic self. This card is revealing that when you heal your patterns, you'll attract someone who sees your worth immediately and doesn't make you work to prove it. The Empress is showing me love that feels abundant, generous, and unconditional. The Empress is also showing me that you're going to experience the kind of love that nurtures your growth and supports your dreams. Instead of attracting people who drain your energy, you'll attract someone who fills your cup and inspires you to be your best self. This card is revealing that your future love will appreciate your intelligence, your curiosity, your need for mental stimulation, and your dual nature. The Empress is showing me someone who understands that your complexity is a gift, not a problem to be solved. I'm getting that the Empress is showing you a relationship where you feel seen, heard, and valued for exactly who you are. You're going to experience love that feels like a warm embrace, not a constant battle or puzzle to solve. This card is also showing me that when you heal your patterns, you'll be able to trust love again. The Empress is revealing that you're going to feel safe to be vulnerable, to open your heart, and to believe in the possibility of lasting happiness. The Empress is showing me that your healed love will be creative, playful, and full of growth. You're going to be with someone who encourages your interests, supports your goals, and celebrates your achievements rather than competing with you or creating drama. This card is revealing that you have the power to completely transform your love life by healing these patterns. The Empress is showing me that healthy love isn't boring. It's actually more exciting because it's real and sustainable. Gemini, the cards are showing me that you're at a crucial turning point in your love journey. You can either continue cycling through these toxic patterns, or you can choose to break free and create something beautiful. The choice is yours. Your toxic love patterns have been serving a purpose. They've been protecting you from the vulnerability of real love. But now you're strong enough to handle genuine intimacy and connection. The cards are showing me you're ready for the real thing. The universe is supporting your healing journey right now. Every toxic person you attract from now on is actually a teacher, showing you what you still need to heal. When you stop learning the lesson, you'll stop attracting the teacher. I'm getting that your healing journey is going to be faster than you think, because you're finally ready to see the truth about your patterns. Your Mercury energy is going to help you process and integrate these insights quickly. The cards are showing me that within the next few months, you're going to start making completely different choices in love. You're going to walk away from situations that would have hooked you before. You're going to choose peace over chaos. Your future self is going to thank you for doing this healing work now. The Empress energy is showing me that the love you're going to attract after healing these patterns will be so much more fulfilling than anything you've experienced before. Remember, Gemini, you're not broken and you don't need to be fixed. You just need to update your programming and choose differently. The cards are showing me that your capacity for love is actually your greatest strength when it's directed toward healthy people. I had to turn off personal reading bookings this week because so many Geminis are requesting deep pattern work sessions. The energy around this healing is absolutely incredible right now. The comments are absolutely exploding because so many of you are finally seeing these patterns clearly. You're all having major breakthroughs, and it's beautiful to witness. If this reading resonated with you, I need you to comment breakthrough so I know you're ready to heal these patterns. The energy is so powerful when we're all healing together. Your toxic love patterns end today, Gemini. You have everything you need to break free and attract the healthy, beautiful love you deserve. Trust the process, trust yourself, and trust that the universe is supporting your healing journey. Subscribe now because I'm going to be doing follow-up readings on specific healing techniques and how to recognize healthy partners. Your future self is depending on you to take action on this information. If you want deeper guidance on your personal pattern healing journey, you know where to find me. But for now, just commit to seeing these patterns clearly and making different choices. Your love life is about to transform in the most beautiful way.